In the mid-1990s, 3D was the new hot meal for video games. Technically 3D stuff had been around before then, but Super Mario 64 was the paradigm shift that had everyone barking up the 3D tree. It translated a highly successful series into the third dimension, and set a standard on how to do it. Naturally, all the bosses at the top had to follow suit, which left game developers in the unenviable position of taking established, refined, two-dimensional experiences and moving them into the third. And how did these turn out? Some were magic, and others, well, tragic. Like Castlevania on N64, apparently. Well, the game came out in 1999, which makes this year its 25th anniversary. It also happens to be the 15th anniversary of my introduction to AVGN, as well as his 4-part Castlevania series. That's more than enough reasons to give this game a shot. How bad can Castlevania be, really? Oh, Jesus Christ, look at that demo. Fuck. Watching this is making me feel like taking Valium. Now, before we really begin, we gotta talk about the actual title. It's just Castlevania. Really now, is that the best you could do? No subtitle like Dracula's London Fog or Cacophony of Resurrection? Maybe it would have been better to call it Castlevania 64. That's what everyone calls it anyways. The game starts with the traditional text crawl and a reasonably impressive voiceover to set the mood. There's some bullshit about Dracula being resurrected in 1852 or something, but it doesn't matter. It never mattered and I don't care. You can pick between two characters, Reinhardt and Carrie. Carrie is beautiful and cute, and I love her. But fuck her! This is Castlevania, not tea time for two! I will not tolerate any magical cheating on my team! We kill our monsters in orgy orbs the hard and fair way! The game is winning me over with its first impressions, sort of. The atmosphere is certainly something. Starting out in a gray, foggy forest with no music is a little creepy. It feels empty, melancholic, dare I say, liminal. Even when the goofy skeletons show up, it still feels, okay, well, less creepy, but still. The control and combat are passable. Reinhardt moves about as fast as he should, and thankfully he doesn't have the gravity of Jupiter like past characters. You can also crouch and slide with Z. It's useful for dodging, attacking, and disrespecting your opponents. Fighting enemies is a little weird. There's an auto-lock system going on, so it's like Zelda but with less control. Both your whip and sub-weapon will automatically lock onto the nearest target. When that yellow box turns red, that means the target is in range of attack. Which attack? Probably your sub-weapon, since that's usually the one that has the most reach, which means your whip will miss when they're too far away. It's a little confusing. All the classic sub-weapons are here, save for the stopwatch, and they're all almost functionally identical, aside from the holy water doing what it always does. The whip has so much range that there's no need to use them that much, though. You also have a short-ranged sword. It's weaker than the whip, but it's much faster. Really, it's there to say, "Get off me!" to enemies that fondle you. Oh yeah, suck me dry! With all this range and lock-on, it's almost like what's the point with combat? But this really does seem like the best possible outcome for a 3D Castlevania. You gotta have the whip, right? But whips are like weird short-range guns, so it's like a straight line extended from your character. That's not a lot of space it controls. And Castlevania's a third-person action platformer, so aiming the whip in 3D would be boring, tedious, and stupid. So if the action is boring and weird in 3D, then surely there would be another reason to make it a 3D game, right? Well, yes, actually. What a lot of 3D games of the era took advantage of is exploration, and this one's no exception. The game is still broken up into a linear sequence of levels or sections, but most of these sections have a semi-non-linear approach to them. Take for example this first level here. There's a couple of split paths with gates blocking some of them. You gotta go down the gate-free path to find the mechanism to open them. You do some platforming, kill some bad guys, and then unlock the way forward. Later sections have keys to collect and more reasons to explore, but this is the first level. We don't want to go too crazy. I think that kind of level design works here. The whole experience is slower and different than classic Vania, but so is fucking 3D Mario and Zelda, so who gives a shit? After dealing with constantly respawning skeletons, you'll reach the true encounter with the super skeleton that you meet at the start of the level. And hold up, what the fuck is this? Motorcycles? Jamie, when did this game take place? 1852? Okay, and when was the first motorcycle made? Okay, according to Wikipedia's 80% accurate sourcing, 1885. Huh. Well, it's almost believable, but come on. 30 years? Anyways, you just whip his ass until he dies. Pretty easy provided the camera cooperates and you use your... Oh, come on man, why do you gotta teabag him? Onwards to the castle wall! And this is where the camera lives up to its true potential. It's a well-known fact that tight enclosed spaces and free-ish 3D cameras don't play nice with each other. So guess what happens when you play a 3D game called Castlevania? The camera is now extra susceptible to getting blocked and caught on walls and pillars. For some reason you can't change camera modes in some areas either. Yeah, so pressing C up makes the camera change tracking modes. Normal view tries to keep you in frame and then pivots towards where you're going. Action will try to look directly at your back, and battle will try to keep both you and the targeted enemy in view. All of them have their uses sometimes, but the camera's tracking speed is so slow that they barely make a difference. Like, look at this one room where I can actually change camera modes. The camera doesn't know what the fuck to do. I have to sense where enemies are off screen and like let it do its thing as it slowly pans where I might need it to go, which is never downwards either. I tap R to center the camera behind me, but it's just gonna lock on to one of the infinitely respawning enemies instead. I'm guessing they didn't want a fast camera to make you freak out and puke, but this slow one isn't much help either. Whatever, these forced angles in the tower sections are okay. It sure is a good thing that you don't take a lot of damage though, because otherwise these assholes spawning from behind the camera would be really frustrating. Falling is still an easy way to die. You can do these baby dodge jumps if you hold the stick in specific angles while jumping. Push to the side for a side jump, push back for a backwards one. It's like dodging in Zelda, except you can accidentally do this shit at any time because you don't have to hold Z to trigger a dodge. The angle is also dependent on where your character is facing too, leading to more possible what the hell happened scenarios. The game's got some weird tonal problems. There's actually a story that's going on. Yeah, I know. I thought the game was just gonna be kill Dracula. Cutscenes sporadically break up the game to pepper some story in here and there. It all gets awkward because the voice acting is completely gone past Dracula's introduction. The writing isn't great in the dialogue or plot departments either, so most of what we get is like boring character introductions and predictable sappy slop with a lady vampire.
Red roses.
An attempt was made, but there's not enough space for the story to grow either. It's these sort of disconnected segments that are slapped in haphazardly. I wasn't expecting Metal Gear Solid, but I was hoping for something halfway towards Zelda standards. It doesn't help that the game is like kind of funny at times when I think it's generally supposed to be serious. Most of it seems unintentional. Like I think this cutscene was supposed to be scary, but it's just too goddamn funny. But some of it you can tell was on purpose, like the wacky exploding skeletons, these broken skeletons, and god damn it Reinhardt, cut it out! Remember how I said that non-linear aspect was a cool idea? Well, they kind of botched the execution there. It's like the designers couldn't strike the right balance of telling you what to do and giving you the freedom to figure things out. So there's ultimately not enough direction, and then you end up getting lost and frustrated. Once you get to the villa, you end up just bumming around and exploring and killing stuff until you meet Vinny here. If you talk to him again when he's not sleeping in a dusty old bed, he says something about a gardener at dawn. That's a hint. And if you don't interpret that as a hint, you're fucked. So I go to the little gardening area at dawn, which is probably like 6 a.m., right? I use the magic sun card to advance to 6 a.m. and nothing's happening. Maybe it's before 6? Alright, use the moon card to advance to nighttime and wait. See if that does it. Yeah, the time system is also underutilized. This is like one of two parts in the game where it comes into play, but it's not worth getting into. Anyways, that vamp bitch finally shows up after waiting at least until 3 a.m., or like 6 minutes in real time. Her name is Rosa, of course, and Reinhardt has a thing for her, of course.
Oh, hi, Rosa.
She gives him a key because of plot reasons, which means I can finally move forward with this game. Then there's the maze section afterwards. You have to run after some little boy while getting chased by gargoyle dogs and a chainsaw monster? Hold the phone. Jamie, we're doing this again. Alright, various devices for surgical use as early as 1783 and being used throughout the 1800s, with the two earliest patents for woodcutting chainsaws in 1883 and 1905. Again, almost believable. You know what, let's just say Dracula's got time-traveling, future-seeing abilities. You escape the maze and send him off to safety, apparently. Then you go back to the villa and get a copper key. There's no other locked doors in the villa, but there's a bunch of them in the maze. But you probably wouldn't think to look in the maze because A, you can make it through that whole maze without checking a door once. B, there's more than one locked door in the maze and they're all identical. And C, those freaks are still running around in the maze after the chase sequence. Why the fuck would I want to wander around checking doors when there are predators roaming around itching to give me a gaping anus? If you do find the right door, you're then rewarded with progress and sexy spider women.
Oh yeah, I found my type.
So this is it. The castle interior. This is the infamous part of that AVGN video where James had to give up. That video primed me to bring my A game and tap into my elite gamer DNA instincts. One of the first rooms you can go in is this huge ass arena with the iconic cracked wall at the end of it, and a suspicious, Jesus, you didn't even kill it this time, man! Truly, this is a distinct and memorable room to log within the annals of Castlevania information in one's mind. Aside from that, there's two major branching paths that both take you to a room with the magical nitro. One of the paths leads you to this lizard man who explains the whole situation. You need magical nitro and mandragora to blow up a big cracked wall. You can't carry them at the same time. The mandragora is behind a locked door on the first floor, which the lizard man graciously gives you the key. I go into the nitro room, where Malice calls me gay or something. Then I grab the magical nitro, backtrack down the path. Fuck, the stairs are out. So I have to go all the way back to the fork to approach the nitro room from the other side. Well, if I'm gonna go that far back, I might as well go check out that mandragora room to make sure that I can actually drop this stuff. So here we are. The cracked wall. James wasn't able to place either of these items. You can't use or drop the item in inventory. So I first tried pressing the interact button near the wall and it worked. Really? I just press the button and he sets it down. Huh. I'm honestly baffled as to why James couldn't get past this part. You use the right C button to interact with everything, so that should be something that everyone tries. Really now. You say you tried everything, and you never even considered pressing C right? Forget about what were they thinking for a second. What were you thinking?
Talking to a fire hydrant so you can use dynamite.
You go through the whole game hammering this button along with A and B. It opens doors. It examines objects. It operates the mechanism. You literally mash it every time you pick up item drops. You do this through the entire game up until this point. You know what it does. And you never thought, maybe I should try pressing C right, the magical interact button. You figured the order to deliver these items might be the problem, which, fair enough, makes a little bit of sense. A bomb might need to go in place before the trigger is dropped, but as I've clearly demonstrated, the mandragora can go down first. You even restarted the whole game because you picked the wrong item? When you die, the game lets you choose between your last save and replaying the stage. How could you not know that? You died like 10 times in your video. What, were you too busy sucking down Rolling Rock between deaths? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And what the fuck is this shit? Where's your goddamn controller pack? There's no fucking SRAM in the cartridge. The game prompts you to have one in the controller when you start the fucking game. Did you not have one? Did you ever save the game once? Well, you must have, because you showed a pre-existing save file when you were starting the game over again. So that means that during these pickup shots, you purposefully went out of your way to remove it from the controller. Why would you remove it? I thought you were all about authenticity in the gameplay experience, using the physical console and everything, and here you are, recording pickup shots without the controller pack! Is that all you do? Is that all you ever did? Make the game seem as bad as possible, even when it's your own fault? I don't know what to believe anymore. What does this mean for all the other episodes then? All the other games that you covered? How many other games did you shit on because you were just too incompetent? How many times have you lied to us? You were the reason that I got into these stupid grandpa games in the first place, and now it's all a scam. I wasted my life with all this shit. But maybe it was Mike playing Castlevania 64 for that episode. He had a big hand with all the help on the show back then. Maybe we can all just conveniently blame it on him. So, James, whose fault was it then? Who didn't press C right? You know what? Even if it was Mike's fault, leave him out of it. He has enough torment already. He doesn't need any more shit from us.
My YouTube commenter impression. I feel like that's one of my better impressions right now. Whoa, dude, Cookie Man got fast! Why? Oh no, Cookie Man! Does this move? No, it doesn't move, doesn't move, doesn't move. These donut things, kind of donuts. Time to make the donuts. Whoa, okay, here we go. Over this and down the pipe. Good. We're gonna hit this and move it or lose it. Fuck! Woo! Ah! Oh, ah! Shit! Fuck! I don't have time! Go! Ah! No! Now you hit. Then, but no! I hate this. This is coffee, but I wish. Whiskey! All right. I think there are some games that I don't, but most games I do feel rage, and I want to feel rage when I'm playing the games because that means I'm feeling something. But when you beat Pest Terminator and you beat Gauntlet and you beat Wizard of Oz on Super Nintendo, the more you do, the more you attract the attention of satanic beings and demons and whatnot. So they're very attracted to me. So when I go to sleep at night, I'm usually being fucked in the ass by some kind of demon. And I've been told that, you know, when I go to hell, I'll be getting fucked in the ass for all of eternity by Satan's enormous spiked cock. Millions and millions of... That's my future. So I am glad, Jabroni Mike, to give you a night of pleasure from Inspector Gadget. I just have to ask him. Okay?
Whew. Sorry about that. Lost the happy, but the happy's back! So I still have to get the magical nitro, which means I gotta go all the way back up there and make sure I take the path without the broken stairs. I'm amazed with myself. With everything that tries to blow you up, I actually made it back with the nitro on my first try. Time to drop that sucker down and watch the magic happen. What? Why didn't that work? There was a whole cutscene and everything? Oh, apparently that's a magic seal that needs to be removed. And how would you know that beforehand? Because the game tells you that from a statue behind another cracked wall. Now, you do see this wall before you enter the room with the lizard man, but when you're told to blow up a cracked wall, you're probably gonna think of the first one that you saw. The one that has a big symbol on it, that's on the other side of a huge arena, that's right next to the start. The one that screams, "Look at me, I'm a cracked fucking wall." So now because Dracula sealed this wall with magic flex caulk, all that work was for nothing. Super strong. Whatever, maybe you blow this one up first. Even though the magical nitro is nearby, that still means you have to run down to the first floor, grab the Mandragora, and take it back here to blow it up. This is now maybe my fourth trek going up or down the castle, and I've been trying to skip the enemies and go straight to the door to the next room. But for some unexplainable fucking reason, I can't open doors until I kill all the enemies in the room. There's no magic barrier or other obvious indication to let me know that, and this sure as shit wasn't happening in the villa. So that means they did this for the sole purpose of wasting your time. Oh, I'm not locked in here with you. You fucks. So behind the wall is a secret library. Inside that secret library is a secret ceiling tile on the second floor that reveals a secret room. And inside that secret room is another secret ceiling tile that secretly opens to reveal the super secret astrology room. And this is the key to breaking the seal. There's this giant astrological Chinese checkers board, and you have to put the daughters of Mars in their correct positions, which you get the order from by reading the angel statues throughout the castle. And guess what you have to do if you weren't paying attention to what sounded like flavor text? Alright, so now you have the order the statues go in. You put them in the correct order and the seal is broken. It's time for one last nitro delivery. But before you even do that, you have to go back down so you can get to the other side of the nitro room that doesn't connect to the goddamn broken stairway. Like it's not enough that I have to deal with this difficult and tedious backtracking. I have to do it twice, if not more, and remove a magic seal, which potentially requires even more running back and forth like a fucking mail horse. It's a what do I do puzzle on top of a sequencing/routing puzzle on top of a dexterity challenge and a game with a crazy camera that tries to kill you. At what point would it take for the game designers to realize, maybe this is too much, maybe this isn't fun? It's not like the levels in this game are interesting for backtracking and take advantage of the player's abilities, so you really are just running through empty hallways the entire time. I know Reinhardt can't do much, but for Christ's sakes, at least he can jump. Couldn't they have put some obstacles in? Some pits to jump, platforms to climb? Maybe switch things up on the way back, like a crumbling staircase, forcing me to find another way through? Anything except skipping like a moron through the halls? Oh, of course the armor suits come to life. And of course it's when I can't jump. Steady, steady, steady. Yeah. Don't get squished. Don't get squished. Don't get squished, please God, don't get squished. Oh, what the hell was that shit? The cog was rotating away from the wall. Jamie, pull up that replay. Pull it up. Oh my God. It's because I was touching the wall and the cog at the same time, even though they were both moving away from each other. Son of a bitch. God damn it, you bitch skeleton! All right, these ceiling crushers, they're bitches. Check this shit out. Fuck, God damn it! Now I'm fucking up the easy shit. Fuck, I did it fine the first time. Why am I having so much trouble this time? So finally and for sure this time, we get to blow up this wall. And that's the end of the level, right? No, no, no. Behind the wall is the super crystal, filled with yummy, yummy essence. I have to use the tiny crystal in front of it to activate the super crystal, which powers up the elevator that I had no idea I was working towards powering up. But that's not the only thing that's powered up. Oh shit!
Hi, doggy.
Hell yeah! Now we got some action. Whip him! Whip him! Mash that dog to a pulp! His body's falling apart. Wait a minute. Ooh yeah! Take that, you dumbass dog! Take it! Oh shit! He doesn't fuck around. Sorry, I was distracted. Let's try that again. And he's dead. All right, to the elevator. What? Another boss?
You're tearing me apart, Rosa!
Fucking finally, this level's over. Let's all say it together. What were they thinking? Now we gotta deal with all the towers and the anal clenching climbing mechanics. You have to hold A to grab onto edges, but the transition from jumping to grabbing is like delayed or something. So you always get a micro heart attack because it looks like he's not gonna grab the ledge. Climbing up is also independent of the camera angle. You just push up on the control stick every time. If you push towards the edge, then you just piss about. At least there's an easy explanation for Jane's suffering this time. The first tower has surprise cage matches that are timed. Yeah, it doesn't look like it while you're playing, but that ceiling is slowly coming down. I had no idea this was happening until I got squished trying to make sure I wasn't missing secrets. The second tower is just straightforward platforming. All the more reason to rush through it. There's a couple of devious sections, but nothing too shit. Oh fuck. Get up there. Damn. Say stop it. Come on. Cut that shit out, man. Yeah, that's what you get. Reinhardt, you know what to do. Then there's quite a spectacular fight with death. But you don't care about that, so I'm not gonna show it to you. And now comes the platforming final boss, the clock tower. This is where your ability to work with an antagonistic camera system is put to the test. I think my favorite part is this tiny fucking room right here. You can't see these guys in their little alcoves, and this camera angle is comedic with how bad it is. I died like 3 times trying to get back after picking up the key. And of course this is another section where manual camera control is disabled. Don't mess up now. Make one wrong move and you could fall, or worse. Oh God, he just got sucked in. Don't land too close where the cogs meet, I guess. Now, it's time for the epic showdown. Reinhardt walks into the camera stoically and no, turn it around. Too awkward. At the top of the stairs is Dracula's lairs, and he busts open the coffin, threateningly impersonates Santa Claus, and monologues for 10 seconds before the battle begins. Immediately I notice the camera is set to normal, so I gotta fix that. Dracula likes to teleport around a lot and uses frame 50 startup attacks, so he's not that difficult. Reinhardt outranges him pretty hard too. Dracula's got the super armor on his down B double ring blast attack until frame 40, so you're gonna wanna watch out for that. You really need to watch out for his side B. It's a command grab that sucks you in and sucks you off. It doesn't hurt that much, but the longer he sucks your blood, the more health he restores, thus elongating the fight. You can mash out of it faster, and you're gonna want to, because he takes like 25 hits to kill without stealing health from you. Killing him makes the tower collapse, so time to book it. run back down the stairs and holy shit! It's Malice riding a demon pony. Surprise, surprise, he's actually evil. The Dracula I just killed was actually his servant called Decoy Octopus. The real Dracula has been reborn in Malice's body and plans to wait another 100 years to take over the entire world's supply of nuclear weaponry. Just like the last boss, the camera defaults to normal and Dracula teleports around a lot. Knowing where he's going to show up feels like a game of chance, but sometimes the camera helps when it starts rotating in battle mode. Now Malice is back to normal, but MVP Vinny returns to douse Malice in holy water. Malice really is the Dracula, and now he shows his true form. A giant centipede scorpion monster with bat wings and Godzilla's head. He's not fucking around anymore because he hits like a rock on the cock. Shit, I'm fucking dead already. Alright, I'll give him another go. Wait, I have to do all 3 of them? Back to back? No checkpoints? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I would have bought more healing meat. Now I'd have to start the whole fucking clock tower again, and you know what? No. I'm not doing that. I've come this far, I've tested my gamer skills. I know what these fuckers can do. Let's do this. Gotta teabag him first to show him who's boss. Fuck. Whoa, I almost got hit with the suck. I hate the suck. Gotta have the super armor on that ring blast. You dumbass, you can't hit me when I'm ducking under your flames. Pick a different move. Yeah, slide to dodge the flame. Oh shit. No shit. No shit. Thank God for skippable cutscenes. Huh? What the fuck is this now? I'm trapped! Just jump around. Dragons can't hit me if I'm constantly moving. Ooh, miss me, bitch. I'm running circles around you. Come. That took almost half my health? Oh, so you're a close range kind of guy too. Shit. This first form takes way too many hits. He's not even that hard, he's just boring. Can you pick a spot closer to me? Your teleportation is only delaying the inevitable and pissing me off. Come! Nice move, idiot. Teleport right behind me so I can smack you faster. Jesus Christ, this camera angle sucks. I can't gauge my distance from him and I can't see the other shit! Yeah, man? Hit the fireballs. Does that do any? No! Don't hit the fireballs! Come! 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 What the fuck is this semen? God damn, could your health bar go down any slower? Really? You're still alive?
Oh yeah, ring blast!
Nah, fuck your ring blast. Oh yeah, fireball chicken. Kill the fake one, kill the real one. These 2 are easy now. Jump in, get 2 hits, jump out. Oh no, I didn't respect his side B. Get off me, you fat fuck. All you do is command grab. Flame wall. I'm out of your range now. What you gonna fuck? No, Reinhardt, not that way. Ah, fuck, man. So much damage, so much damage. Gotta keep that health up. Look at all this meat I have to keep eating. I'm gonna get heart disease. Come! I was stun locked. How is that fair? Fuck, man! Double fireball combo? I hate the fucking dragon because it was outside the fucking camera! Yeah! I love these bosses so much! That's why I'm dying so I can keep playing them over and over! Fuck, man! Come! Shit! It's even funnier the 5th time! I have mommy issues. Yeah, man? Then go home and suck on your mama's cock. I'm gonna rip off your fucking stinger and jam it through your urethra, you satanic cuck. Suck a fat ogre cock through a straw, you sauceless cum rag. You couldn't fuck a suck with half a duck. Take your cock, turn it inside out, and shove corn up your freshly made hole. I got a peer-reviewed study right here that says you gulp Starbucks semen lattes on an average of 2.7 times per day. Ass bag.
Semen is another kind of milk.
There's no point in trying to compensate for it. The whole goddamn planet knows about your embarrassing fat tits. Fuck you, you stupid bitch. You dumb whore. You fat cow. You fuck pit cock bitch. Stupid fuck cock butt clock. The fuck kick. Whiskey! Yeah, fuck you, Dad. I mean, Dracula. I told you I'd win. As is tradition, the castle falls apart. And wait a minute. Red Rose?
Oh, hi, Rosa.
I guess she's not dead or a vampire anymore. So now Reinhardt is glad and the end is happy.
Anything for my princess.
Fade to black and roll credits. Man, they really like this song, huh? This is the third time I've heard it in this game. There's more to do, but I'm fucking done. Apparently Carrie's story has a bunch of different levels and cutscenes, so if you had that much fun with this game, then go ahead and play it some more. So, how bad was it? Not that bad, but not that good either. I wanted to like this game, but that whole castle-centered portion nearly invalidated anything positive I wanted to say. The whole thing feels poorly planned and rushed, even by N64 standards, which makes sense given my rudimentary understanding of its development. According to a Matt McMuscle's video, which didn't cite sources, this game was a knee-jerk reaction to Symphony of the Night not selling well. The development team's previous games weren't really 3D, and they had around a year to get this thing out the door. That's not a lot of time if you have to figure things out as you go. To put that into perspective, Ocarina of Time was maybe going for about 4 years until it was released. The Castlevania team was running out of time and had to get the game out. Sacrifices had to be made, and at the end of the day, someone had to say, whatever, ship it. And, like, it worked? It reviewed okay and made sales? Well, with my piss-poor researching skills, it looks like the game dropped off fast after the first 3 months in America. But it was enough for the Konami execs to greenlight the sequel, prequel, director's cut, Legacy of Darkness. And then release it the same year? Well, that's extra development time, so maybe this sequel is an improvement. Come on, do you really want to make me play it? God damn! Expansion pack support for enhanced textures? This game's pretty fancy. Probably makes the game run like shit, so I'm leaving it off. So it's kind of the same as Castlevania, but supposedly better and brushed up from what I've heard. You play as some half-werewolf twink named Cornell, and I can't not think of corned beef with a stupid name like that. Anyways, he boards a ship because it's housing Metal Gear Ray or something, and it unsurprisingly starts to sink. In all seriousness, there's a greater attempt at storytelling and cinematics this time around. Something about Cornell saving his sister, I still don't really care. The game is even more ridiculously easy now. Cornell's basic attack is a super projectile that pierces multiple targets. He also has a werewolf transformation mode that's mapped to the L button, but you can't turn it off at will, so it just drains all your gems and annoys you when you don't need it anymore. You can also stack your sub-weapons to level them up, and guess which one is the best one again? The first boss fight might be tricky, but this guy, just look at him. He's a bitch. I can stand up here and shoot beams infinitely. God damn it, Jamie, don't show him all the times I died! The camera is debatably improved. It swivels faster now, but battle view is almost useless. It just stops the camera from pivoting altogether unless you lock onto an enemy. There's 10% more times where the camera looks downwards to show what's below, and yet I still die a lot in this room. Climbing ledges is no longer camera independent, the slide is improved, as has the teabagging mechanics. Maybe dodge jumping is less accidental now? It's still jank as fuck because it happens when you press a direction and jump at the same time. Somehow, the returning levels are even worse than before. Yeah, they're remixed now, with different objectives and stuff. I guess it was to make things fresh if you already played the last game, which if you did, then you probably weren't pining for a semi-sequel. The villa is now extra tedious. This time you go in the hedge maze first from the back end and combat the motorcycle skeletons, and what the fuck? Another one in a sidecar? And he has a machine gun? The machine gun is maybe the most historically accurate thing so far, but the game being set 8 years, you know what? I'm over it. So you wander around the maze and get the key to the rose garden, then go all the way back into the villa, open the door, and see the white roses. Walk in on an awkward domestic abuse situation, beat the husband's ass, and defend his wife's honor, get the maze key from her, and agree to help her son Henry get the fuck away from his abusive vampire father. Then you meet the lad, who's being chased by not Ash Williams' Frankenstein monster, and you escort his slothy ass to the exit of the maze, turning around every 30 seconds to melt the monster with the holy water. Then you go all the way back to visit Mother Mary and tell her of your deeds. She gives you good boy points and the key to the underground exit in the maze. Go in the maze, unlock the same door from the last game, get to the door to the underground, and it's fucking locked. How do you unlock it? You need the 2 slabs of a crest. One of them is in a candle at one of these tower things, and the other is somewhere else in the greater area. This gate gives you a lecture about some rose jewel that needs to be lit with morning light to get what's inside, but the rose object it's talking about is at the courtyard at the front of the villa, but you don't know that it's a rose jewel yet, so you have to get to the top of the fountain where the light is shining where the game tells you it's a rose jewel. In Castlevania 64, this column in the fountain raised at a certain time to let you up, but now you have to brute force the order of switches embedded in the surrounding graves to activate the column. So you raise the column, get to the top, hit it with a morning light with the sun card, but that doesn't work because it needs to be before 6 a.m. So then you play the moon card, run around until it's the right time, but still nothing happens. Then you realize that you don't know what to do, so you go on the internet, find a guide, skip to the section on the villa where the author tells you that you have to be in the rose garden at the right time instead of the courtyard with the shiny rose rock. The roses turn red, a key appears, you use that key at the gate in the maze, get the rose brooch, use that back at the fountain jewel, and then get the second slab. Fuck this. The game literally lied to me. I'm out. You know, it's impressive how much shit they could add back in less than 12 months. And even more impressive that the game is just as bad, if not worse, than the first version. So, Konami shipped a game rushed, printed a bunch of expensive cartridges, and then they made more for a whole new product 11 months later, which was not that much better than the original and cut into sales of the first release. They really couldn't wait for the game to be more playable, like, I don't know, maybe sometime before the holidays? And I would think that dwindling sales implies that players didn't like the game and are telling everyone how much they hate it. So then that means that people that bought the original probably didn't want a sequel, which would be the prime audience for sequels in general, and the sequel wasn't even a full sequel anyways, so what was the fucking point? What a mess. What an expensive, disorganized mess. As much as it sounds like I hate these games, I'm more disappointed than anything else. The atmosphere and exploration work, but the level designs and technical issues just drop it to shit. And these are the only 3D Castlevania games of their kind. The rest of them are either sterile Metroidvanias or God of Uncharted games. Maybe all I'm asking for is traditional 3D Zelda. I mean, just listen to how many times I name dropped it in this video. Ultimately, I think we just need to pay our respects to the team. As someone that's worked on things that have become forgotten piles of garbage, I empathize with these guys. They had to have worked hard to get this thing out the door, and now it's barely even a footnote in video game history. Never re-released, remade, remastered, or even remembered. Everyone's too busy thinking about shit like Mario 64. Ooh, check it out, guys! I was able to make a good game slightly better. Yeah, that's cool and all, but if you want to show off with the real flex of your abilities, then try to make Castlevania 64 actually decent. Still, I don't think it's the worst Castlevania game out there. No, that would probably be the levels that I made in Little Big Planet. Hey, penis! Thanks for making it to the end of the video. And if you didn't, then fuck you! Nah, I'm just kidding. Mostly. For real though, thanks for watching. Like and comment if you feel like it, but most importantly, if you did enjoy this, then please, for the love of Mike, share it with anyone else you think would like it. I've got other things going on in my life, and my drive to make these videos is tied to how many people see it. If you want to see another similar video, I've got this hour-long one about the first Dragon Quest. It's better than it sounds, and I know how much you chuds like long-form content. Otherwise, I got other stupid videos that are fun to watch, I think. Just look through my past videos on my channel. I can't do everything for you. Anyways, I gotta thank these channels for the game footage that I stole from them. I was lazy and I didn't feel like doing it myself. Thanks to this guy that made this NeoGAF post, as that was the only solid-ish sales data that I could find for Castlevania 64. Thanks to Mike Matei and Jabroni Mike for letting me use their stuff without permission. LOL. Thank you to the 6 friends that consistently watch my garbage. You guys know who you are. I got a Blue Sky where I sometimes post quote-unquote art and other stuff. You can follow me there if you want to see shit like this, and this, but most likely this. And why were we listening to Pizza Tower music during the whole video? Because it's my video, and Pizza Tower is fucking based!